Good afternoon, good Monday afternoon. Today is October the 30th, 2017. It is about 4:25 p.m. and I just wanted to get on and talk with you real quick. I've been dealing with some situations in my life, and a couple weeks ago while I was writing down topics for the blog, for the video blog, I wrote down, and one of my topics was, what do you do after you have done all that you can do? And immediately I began to think of the Donnie McClurkin song called Stand, that says, stand when there's nothing left to do. Just stand and watch the Lord see you through. After you've done all that you can, you just stand. And while I was thinking about that, it really began to minister to me and myself regarding a lot of the situations that we might go through in life, where sometimes you feel like you might be at the end of your rope, and where you might feel like you have literally done everything that you can in a situation where you have done everything. You have prayed about it. You have thought about it. You have been counseled about it. You have made lists of pros and cons and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And you've come up with different plans and ways of how to fix things and how to change things. But sometimes the situations that we go through and deal with in life, they can become overwhelming, and they can become something that we are not able to handle on our own. And so sometimes when we get to that point, when we get to the end of our rope, what we have to do is we've just got to hold on a little while longer and see what the end, as the old folks used to say, see what the end is going to be. You know, sometimes God will allow us to be pushed to our very limits. He will allow us to make it all the way to the edge of the cliff where there's nowhere else to go. He will allow us to make it all the way to the edge of the Red Sea. He will allow us to make it all the way into the deepest part of the valley of the shadow of death, only to prove to us who he is or who he said he would be. Sometimes we go through trials and we go through hardships in life because God wants to show us not just who he is, but who we are and where we are in our walk with him. So even when I was thinking about this, you know, I have dealt with different people in different situations, and most of the time it has to do with relationships, whether it's a brother and a sister, or, you know, a mother and a father with their child, or whether it's a husband and a wife, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they come to a place where they're just like, you know what, I just don't know what to do. I'm ready to throw my hands up. I'm ready to throw in the towel. I have gotten to my wits' end. I don't know which direction to go in. I just need some guidance. I need some instruction. I need some understanding, because I am at the end of my rope and I don't know what else to do. Well, I want to encourage somebody on this Monday afternoon that when you have gotten to the end of your rope, you just hold on a little while longer, because watch this. The trials and tribulations of life really only come to make us stronger. They come to make us wiser. They come to make us better. And we've got to make a conscious decision of what we are going to do in those situations. Are we going to give up? Are we going to throw in the towel? Or are we going to say, you know what, God, you need to show me what it is that you want to show me. I'm ready and I'm willing and I'm open to receive from you, God. What shall I learn from this? What test should I learn from this? What lesson should I learn from this? Help me, oh God. Show me the way, because that's what these things are really all about. And they're not always because of sin. When you consider Job, a man who was upright and righteous before God, it was not because he had sinned that he went through all that he went through, losing his family, losing his children, losing his possessions, his wife turning his back on him, his friends turning their backs on him, him becoming so sick that the skin began to fall off of his bones. But in all of that, he never cursed God. He stayed faithful to God. He stayed faithful to the mission. He knew and he understood that if God was able to give it to me before, he will give it to me again. At the end of chapter 1, he said, I came into this world naked and I'm going to leave this world naked. Blessed be the name of the Lord, because it is the Lord who gives and it's the Lord who takes away. So watch this. What I want to encourage somebody to understand today is that when you have gotten to the end of your rope, when you have gotten to that place where you feel like you can't go any further, if you can't walk, crawl. Come on, somebody. If you can't crawl, reach down on the ground and just begin to pull yourself. And what you've got to do is you've got to press. You've got to press. You've got to press. You've got to keep on pushing. You've got to keep on believing. You've got to keep on trusting, because watch this. Somebody else has their eye on you, and they're wondering if you're going to be able to make it through the situation. They're wondering if you're going to be able to survive this mountain climbing experience. They're wondering if you are going to be able to survive this valley experience, because they know that if you can do it, then they can do it too. But watch this. They're probably thinking, well, if he can't do it, then I know I can't do it. If she can't do it, then I know I can't do it. And so we've got to be mindful in every situation of our lives that somebody's always watching us. Somebody's always looking for us to set an example for them, to say, you know what? They lost everything they had. Everything was taken away from them. They were out there. They were on their own. They were by themselves. Nobody was with them but God. And they continued to press their way through. And I want to say to somebody today, you continue to press your way through. You continue to hold to God's unchanging hand, because when your mother and your father forsake you, when your friends turn away from you, when pastor can't be reached on the phone, when there's nobody left but you and God, after you have done everything that you can, after you have called on everybody you can call on, after you have prayed and prayed and fasted and prayed and fasted and prayed some more, and it seems like nothing is changing. It seems like nothing is turning around. You know how we say late in the midnight hour, God is going to turn it around. You just can't get to that midnight hour because you're waiting for God to turn it around. You just can't get there. I want to let you know something today. You continue to hold on. You continue to be strong. You continue to be steadfast and unmovable, always abounding in the word and in the work of the Lord. Watch this, because watch this. The race is not given to the swift, and it's not given to the strong, but to those that endure to the end. You got to hold on. You got to stay strong. If not for yourself, do it for those that are watching you. Do it for those that are pushing you silently from the sidelines, saying, I need you to make it, because if you make it, I know I can make it. Yeah. Stand when there's nothing left to do. Stand. Watch the Lord see you through. After you've done all that you can, you reach out to God's unchanging hand and you continue to stand. I hope that this word blesses somebody today. I'm going to be back a little bit later, I think. If not tonight, I'll get with you tomorrow. You all be blessed. And no matter what goes on, no matter what comes up against you, just remember this. Continue to stand.